Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, but bitch, we got views.
You told on the little white, the video was
memory. I told you.
No, when you was talking about y'all were shooting a video.
Shout out to Murph, bro.
Y'all were shooting a video and the cops came in and it was the video y'all had.
Oh, we about got shot and killed.
Oh yeah, that was down.
Cops drew down on y'all because they thought that y'all was kidnapping somebody.
Yeah, if they would have came 2 seconds.
They thought we was making a terrorist video, pretty much.
And it definitely looked like it.
Hell
like
yeah.
bags, potato sacks.
30-second difference. I think we would have got shot.
Yeah, it'll be like, we found them. It's the Murfreesboro killers.
It was fucking
Dixon.
A guy had escaped from the jail that night too, so they were looking for that, and then seen a barn lit up. Thought maybe dude was hiding out. They come strapped up with dogs and green lasers and. Yeah.
They seen a little kid run. They seen a little kid.
The kid made it okay. They was like, "There's a kid here.
It's okay. Stand there."
But what's crazy? That's 3 different scenarios that you told me tonight, where you were the subject of just the worst luck ever. The person getting pulled over because they thought your car would match the.
I have horrible luck.
Hey,
man.
never have Murph Airbnbs or cars for videos because we showed up. We rented one vehicle.
I got it done, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
But we showed up. We showed up to this shit, right? And it was fugazi. We was looking for it. We couldn't find it. We pull up and it's a construction site with fucking caution tape.
$418 already paid.
Nothing was there.
She's like, "Oh, she was like, "Oh, we meant to email you. That car's being worked on." I'm like, "We already paid for it. We'll refund you. You can have it. We'll have it back in 30 days." I'm like, "We all doing
30 days?
Investing in crypto with my money or something?"
Yeah.
Like,
I got Shiba.
Yeah.
Lost like I did.
But not even that. My car broke down while I was down there too.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, recently this weekend I got charged $250 at a hotel for smoking in the room, and I never smoked on the property.
Yep. Always put everything in Murph's name. Lesson number 1.
I have horrible luck though. Yeah. Murphy's Law.
Yeah, that's true.
That's literally what I go by because, I mean, how else can I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck Murphy was, man, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. I guess we'll get started, man, if y'all ready.
Yeah, I've been ready, man.
All right.
We're starting. Yeah,
I mean, that was rolling, but
Yeah, good. Use that shit, man.
Yeah.
Sure. I feel good
let's talk about how horrible Murph's luck is.
Yeah.
Because it sucks.
Maybe I'll get sponsored by fucking the Celtics or something.
Lucky Charms. Lucky
You know
Charms
what I mean?
gonna come knocking.
Yeah,
Teach me about the gold, matey.
Have you ate your cereal this morning, tomorrow?
I'm just in time and Big Murph here, man. We're going to sit and talk with these fellas, man. We're going to do a podcast episode too after this, but we wanted to sit and me and Justin have talked about doing some interview stuff for a while and just scheduling and weather and stuff like that. And we're making it happen now for sure.
We're here, baby. We're here. We're here.
I appreciate they had a really busy weekend, so I want the people to know that they weren't just not doing anything and came down here. They were fresh off of being out of town doing video shoots.
All the way down to Mississippi, man.
Yeah, Mississippi. Yeah.
We went down by the Southern Bounty series, and they let us shoot a music video for a song got called Mud That Motherfucker. So
yeah.
It was a perfect scenario, man. It was a 10-hour drive there, and yeah.
2 days of planning and about 45 minutes of actual video shooting. Did you notice we shot everything within like a 50-foot radius?
Yeah, we didn't even move hardly.
We spent 2 days like planning, and it was like there, and hey, it worked out though.
We got a Sherpa.
It's gonna be lit.
We got a Sherpa in the video.
A Sherpa, you know what that is?
It's that big ass fucking looks like a little mini tank with the big tires on it.
Huge tires. It's like amphibious, can like go in water and like. Yeah,
That's pretty cool. It was
like
pretty
what,
cool.
140 or 100.
Yeah, like 140.
140 bands.
Yeah.
To go 15 miles an hour.
I'm good with Dale. Dale's good for me. I like Dale. Raise hell, praise Dale. Dale, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dale, yeah, baby.
Shout out to Chrysler. I'm dressed like the dirt bike racer. You're dressed like the farmer that paid for everything.
No, you know what I mean?
Thanks, Dad.
Just a party planner, man. Just trying to, raise hell. Praise Dale.
Praise Dale.
Praise Dale, baby.
So y'all got a couple of this is going to be the third installment to the Rebels Only series. Yeah. So we're going to lead up to that, but I kind of want to go back to kind of find out how each of y'all got started into music, like what got y'all into it. Whoever wants to go can go.
Since you started before me, you could go first. Your story will be longer.
I started doing music seriously, I guess, like actual microphone. The day Michael Jackson died, which is crazy. So it was like that's how I remember it so well. So I went in my closet, man. I had a Dell desktop, cool Edit Pro 2. and hooked it up and did a beat, and the song was called "Get Up Off My D," and it was a funny song. Like had a little hit the Yahtzee on them hoes. Like it was funny, and it was but it was like I let a few people listen to it, and they was like, that's not actually too bad. But yeah, and then we just went from there, and then I started really taking it serious, writing music, pawned a TV, bought some real studio time with it, bought an actual beat, and did a song, and then went from there, took that one song, and this is when I lived in North Carolina, and like I did a whole campaign. They had these things called the Carolina Music Awards. Yeah, it was like a big thing at that time, and it still might be a big thing. I don't want to say it like that, but I ended up winning. Like, so I beat North Carolina artists, South Carolina artists for Best New Artist. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I was like, okay, I think I can really do something with the music. And then I learned real quick, if you're an artist, you don't get paid. You're like the last one to fucking get paid.
The very last.
So I was like, well, how can I change that? So then I started doing parties. And so I would, you know what I mean? You'd be playing music at your parties and shit, just sort of mix it in between all the other shit that everybody wants and do it like that. And the music wasn't still, I was still trying to find my sound, I guess, and shit like that, man. And then I went from doing that and then turned to a promoter. Yeah. Started doing the parties, and then I was like, the Redneck Raves. And I was just kind of like, man, what can I do to, if I want to work with other artists, I guess I should, book these artists that I want to work with. Right. Make music with these artists and stuff like that.
What a loophole.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No one thinks of it that way.
Yeah.
But so that was the game plan going in. I was like, okay, I want to be the guy. And then I also found out, the promoter makes a pretty good bag if you do it right. You know what I mean? Like the artists, they get paid a set amount, where the promoter, once everybody's paid, they get the whole bag. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to be an artist and a promoter, but I'm not going to flex the artistry. I'm just going to go do my promotion thing, get my bag up, get my connects right, network with the right people. Yeah. And then when it's time to be like, hey, let's do a song, I've done great business with all these people that I got music with, and then now it's just to a point to where now I can take the music more serious because I got the Redneck Rave platform, which has turned into one of the biggest fucking platforms in country rap, whether people like to admit it or not. That's fucking facts. Yeah. And at that point, man, now it's just putting out great content, making sure my visuals are A1, making sure the production's done right. Like, if we're going to be independent artists and, then let's show it how good you can really do it and still stay independent. If you just, put the work and fucking don't be scared to lose. Yeah. You got to take a lot of fucking lessons on the chin, and
absolutely.
Once you get past that, then you're good to go. So that's how the brief fucking 3 minutes description right there. Bow time. There you go.
Before we get to Murph, one thing I want to ask you: the Redneck Rave. How did that come about? Like, how'd you think that up? Like, as far as
man, it was one of those things. Man, I tell everybody this. I'm not the most fucking countryest person in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't raised on a fucking farm. I was raised in the city. I'm a city boy 100%, man. So I had a buddy. This was when I was throwing my own parties and stuff. And he was like, man, you should do a fucking mud bog. And I was like, what the fuck is a mud bog? I had no idea. He was like, man, you fucking dig a hole, people fucking take their trucks in that son of a bitch, and you fucking yeet. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, let's fucking try it, man. So we tried it one time, and fucking like 1,000 people showed up, man. Tried it again, like 3,000 people showed up. I was working at Arby's at the time. I was like, fuck Arby's, I ain't working here no more. And yeah, man, we just kept growing and growing and growing and booking and acts, I guess. I've had a niche for like always, I guess, booking the act right before they just fucking go super, super big. So, you know what I mean? Like, I can't take all the credit for the growth of the Redneck Rave because it's been a lot of people that, that helped, grow the brand. You know what I mean? So we took it from, a little cornfield, and then when we started booking the acts, like the Ryans and the Calhouns, the Demons, the Jellies, the Struggles, all these guys have played the event, and it was literally like right before they all went, you know what I mean, to, what they are now. So I do give a lot, and the big Murphs and stuff like that.
Yeah, when I finally blow up, you can say it, because I've done like almost 30 raves.
Yeah, so Murph, me and Murph, we didn't, like, that's how we met, was at a Redneck Rave, and we didn't like each other at all.
For the first, like, year.
Yeah, wow. I couldn't stand Murph, he couldn't stand me. Like, there was, like...
Is it for real? Like,
yeah, like I would do it because he was a talented dude, And I was like, okay, like he rocks the show, you know what I mean? On the promoter aspect, you know, but like as a fucking person to person, I was like, man, fuck this guy.
Was it just y'all just didn't jive at first?
It's because man, it's like two fucking wolves, you know, trying to be friends or something at first, you know. Like I come into it with like a certain mentality, and he had a certain mentality because I'm at his event. You feel me? So it was like a lot of people when they get around Justin, they like to kiss ass. And I just never did that. So it took a year before he liked me. Then I guess when he realized that.
No, I think it was just being around each other. You know what I mean?
It took a minute.
Because you started doing a lot more raves, and then once I was like, okay, you know what I mean?
We just didn't understand each other in the beginning, you know?
Yeah. So that's what I would say.
I understand the perfect little asshole you are now.
You're just a big giant.
Both of y'all's story seems similar to me in the sense, just from what I know enough about y'all to, and follow you on social media, where you talked about, a few years ago, you were talking about you just had like an air mattress.
Yeah.
You was talking about like when you posted on your Facebook.
Yeah.
And that you were, you went for, I mean, just to kind of show people like where you were to where, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like me and my son, man, sofa surfing and doing that shit like 6 years ago before the Redneck Rave, man. The Redneck Rave changed my life. And I'll always, you know, be thankful for that. Like I said, all the people that helped was a part of that. All the fans that came out, all the spectators, all the, you know, all those people, they made it what it was. And they took somebody that I didn't have a pot to fucking piss in, man. I didn't even have a car. You know, I was a piece of shit, you know, at that time. You know, I was still trying to have a dead-end job, still trying to do what I could do for my kid. And, you know, it was hard, you know, but I never gave up, you know, and I always told my kid, I was like, man, one day, you know, we got this, man. Just, you know, just trust Dad, man. I got this. And, yeah, fast forward 6 years, and we're here, and I'm able to pay my bills. Yeah. I'm able to help people, you know, when they really need it. I'm able to, you know, do stuff for my family that I've never thought in a million years that I'd be able to do, and go see the things that I've seen, and, you know, meet the people that I have. So
that's dope, man. That's really dope. Hell yeah, dude. Murph, how'd you get started?
I'm so high now.
Shout out Squints.
Shout out Squints.
This is a good doink, Squints. I must say, this is a good doink.
So I got, man, if you want to go all the way back, like as an artist, or you want to go all the way back as, when did I start?
Whatever you want to talk about, though.
Started in music. I was like, I was in church and learned how to play piano at church. Then I taught myself guitar at 12 years old and just self-taught over the years. I was in a rock band in high school. Then I started doing like some acoustic stuff. Then I started getting into making beats. That's what I was telling you earlier. And that's when I was living here in Murfreesboro. And it was at MTSU. I was making beats, and then people was getting my beats, and it just wasn't, I just felt like they was trash at rapping. I was like, I feel like I could rap better than that. So I started rapping. And it really just stemmed from there. Now, taking it serious, I would say it was around 2017. And it was right before I just met Justin. I'd officially come out as Big Murph. I'd actually gotten my album mixed and mastered, and like artwork done for it and all that stuff, like the real, you know.
Because before you were saying you did the
before I never
and stuff. And
yeah.
Did you have a rap name before?
Just Murph.
It was just Murph. So you never had something weird like fucking
my name's
Magic Money Mike.
Everybody's always called me Murph.
Murph.
Murph. So I just went.
T Murph. Was it T Murph?
No, I was just Murph. But people, my friends from
high
high
school,
school,
be like T Murph. I'm about to have a shirt at the ring. T Murph, baby. My bad, man. I was just curious about that. I don't think I.
But see, I'm so high now, I forgot what I was talking about.
T Murph.
Oh yeah, when I coined myself Big Murph and quit my job, just had my twins at making me having 3 kids. Quit my construction job and decided to take this thing full force head on as an independent artist. And a couple months after doing it, that's when I got linked up with you. Because the first time I tried to link up with Justin, he thought my music wasn't country enough. He told me it wouldn't fit the demographic of the Redneck Rave.
So
and
did
I was
y'all
like,
meet through the rave? Is that how y'all met?
Yeah, that's
the rave?
Yeah.
Not like
we met. We actually met. Who was it? Old Sugar Booty
Shane. That's
Shane.
how I met him, was through
old Sugar Booty Shane. Old damn shit stain. Yeah, at least something good came out of that little fuck.
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah, that's how we met, was through him. But yeah, man, I just like, it was crazy because the first rave I did, I drove by myself all the way up to Indiana. I think what was that? Marion.
Marion, yeah. Was it the junkyard?
Yeah, it was a junkyard that was turned into a mud yard. So there'd be like car parts like surfacing out of the mud every so often. You cut your like toe on a fender.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We won't talk about that. Anyway, I drove up there and I brought a tent and stuff, popped a tent up, and we performed. That was back when we was performing on gooseneck trailers.
Yeah.
With just like a simple light bar, like a setup behind us and stuff. And
I think that's when I started fucking with you, because it started raining. And like every artist that was there was helping hold up this fucking canopy over the stage equipment so it wouldn't get rained on. Wasn't that the night that happened? I think that's when I really started. I was like, all right, he'll do what it takes to, get the job done, even though, you know what I mean? Like, you're an artist, but you're sitting over there fucking holding a pole. You don't remember that?
Yeah. My memory sucks, man.
It was raining fucking cats and dogs, man.
I remember it raining. It was like 30 degrees.
That too.
But what I really remember about it, what overshadows that to me, is the reason why I probably don't remember it, is this was my first show, like with Justin. This was like the first bigger show that I'd done. And about 5 minutes before I got to go on stage, I get a phone call from my wife that my son is missing. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, he had disappeared in the woods, and he was like 3 years old. Yeah, he was 3 years old.
And you were at the rave?
I was at the rave. And this was my first, this was me leap of faith, like going out of my comfort zone to a place I know nobody, to perform in front of a bunch of people I don't know. And the first step I'm taking is get on that stage. And right before I did it, I get a phone call about my son's, and I'm not home to help. Yeah, and I almost took it as a sign that this isn't what I should be doing.
That's exactly what I was fixing that say.
But I got up there and did the thing, man, and got off stage, and I called him back, and they had found him. He had followed the dog because he loved her, is what he said. Yeah. They're like, why'd you follow the dog? And he's like, because I love her. And they found him. He's a G. He wouldn't talk to the police. Swear to God, he would. They couldn't get anything out of him.
You said that so
Who's your dad? T. Murph.
He's never liked the police. I mean, I didn't teach him that. I don't know. He just like no.
All views and expressions made by Big Murph during this interview does not reflect Justin's
I don't have a problem
Redneck
with
Rave
the
or any of
police.
its sister affiliates.
That's like I said. I didn't
Blue
teach him.
Lives Matter,
He
baby.
just has always been like, I don't want to talk to the police. Like, he didn't go to school one day because the cops are coming to his class to like teach him stuff, and he begged us not to let him go, like to stay home, and we let him stay home.
So you
remember that disclaimer?
I don't get that ain't a crime.
You said 2017 is when you started taking things serious. Would you say that's when you dropped the first one that was mixed and mastered the project?
That was the furnace, is what I called it, and I called it that because that's where I'm from, Cumberland Furnace. We just call it the Furnace. Yeah. So I called it that, and then from there I just kept dropping albums. I think I dropped another one that year. Was my second album was Country Trap. Yeah. Then after that was Trailer Park Tyler. Then we had Country Gambino. Then I think Rebels Only One come out after that, didn't it? Can you remember?
Yeah,
Rebels Only One come out before Country Gambino. I can't remember the order.
Rebels Only One is showing came out February 26th of 19 when y'all dropped that.
Damn, it's been that long.
Mm-hmm.
So you dropped that before you ever dropped your first solo project. Was Rebels Only before that?
Rebels Only was before RedneckRave.com.
Yeah, it was.
Rebels Only One.
That was your first, I guess, official project you released.
Yeah, it was with Murph.
Okay.
Yeah. I had one. I had a few singles.
Yeah, singles. Okay. He was like on the single game.
Yeah, I was just trying to do singles for a minute.
See, when after y'all got past the point of like when y'all figured out like, oh, I can work with this guy, y'all can work with each other. What made y'all decide like to work on projects together? How'd that?
We didn't do a project. We were doing business for probably a year before we did anything musically together.
Okay, got you.
And like I said, like that's not just his events, but I was doing other events too. And that's when I sold my vehicle and bought a conversion van, and literally had a Yeti cooler and would like go to these shows, and I was getting paid, but it was only enough to like cover travel, so I would just camp out in my van and
$250.
$250. And that was when the rave was still growing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was also then that's one of them years we took it on the road, and that was very different.
It's a lot harder.
It was some sacrifices, but. That's what I did in the beginning. Is like I packed my lunch to rap. You know what I mean? Like you would to go to work at fucking factory.
Well, y'all, so both similar situations. Like when y'all got started, y'all both took a leap of faith. not really having anything other than just I'm determined to do this shit. Like you said when you was telling your son, and then you was talking about that when you quit your job, which it takes a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty there.
Shout out Steve Harvey.
Shout out Steve Harvey.
That speech, I'm sure you've heard it.
I love Steve
where
Harvey.
he says that there's a guy standing on the edge of a cliff, and he sees all his friends and the neighbors and stuff soaring by him in the sky to their success. You know what I'm saying? And he's not gotten any success, but what you have to do is take that leap of faith. You have to jump to fly. You know,
you gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah, never be comfortable. There's no success, and unless that's what you want. If you want, like, you know, there's people that want to be comfortable. You know, and they'll just make the same amount of money they have the rest of their life, work that job that they're okay with. Yeah. For me, I've had so many jobs and I've never been happy. I'd be happy for a moment, but really what I wanted to be doing was what I'm doing now. So it's a blessing just to be able to even do this. You know, I've been doing it for like 5 years. You know, the first few years I'd pick up some jobs every now and then, but now it's going to where like this is my full-time, you know, job. So it's a blessing.
I want to touch on what he said earlier when he said about how the Rebels Only album come about, because I think it's something that should be said. That is, I felt like the reason that the album went was because I felt like at the time, after me and Murph did so many shows, that Murph was one of the few people that could match my energy. Like, so we're like a really hype ass fucking duo, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, to get like together we're power, you know what I mean? Like, our individual entities were, you know, they're strong as fuck, but together it is like a fucking, you know, I feel like it's one of the best, hypest fucking shows you'll see.
We take pride in performing. Like, I take a lot of pride in putting on a good show. A lot of times when you got a bigger guy, they're not moving much on stage, you know? So I've always been that type of person that's high energy, playing football, stuff like that. So I took that into like performing. Like, I'm gonna jump around, I'm gonna get hype, I even made songs just to perform, you know, because I knew the way the cadences were that I could get really hype and jump around and still be able to rap this stuff. And we do the same moves sometimes. We don't choreograph anything. Like,
we've done one band practice. We'll never do it band practice.
We're never doing it again.
I had my beard burn off.
Yeah, we almost killed each other.
My whole beard got singed. We were trying to use pyrotechnics and shit, and it was all bad.
So if y'all can make it work just off of
it's all natural. No, we don't even have a set list.
Yeah.
We never have done the same. Like we'll go like if it's a show where it's like okay, like a Redneck Rave, we don't have no set list. We just go in.
We basically will have like 20 songs that we're going to pick out of that we know we'll perform. Yeah. But we don't know which ones they're going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. It keeps it fresh. It keeps it fun.
Especially if it works, why change it? You know
there's like footage of us doing the same moves on stage, and we don't even know we're doing it. Like we'll be doing the same like jump and hand movement or a twist, and at the same time, and we don't even realize we're doing that shit.
But that's just...
So we've had people ask, do y'all choreograph or do y'all practice?
Really, to be honest with you, man, it all leads up to like having... I like to have fun. Yeah. And I feel like, you know, even with the raves, and when I got to bust ass this whole weekend and all this shit, but when I get that hour on that stage just to let loose and have fun, and I'm up there with all my friends and all, you know, everybody that I fuck with, and I'm there in that moment... And I'm like, it's like fucking you're orchestrating all this mayhem, and you're just, you know, it's like an adrenaline rush that is unmatched.
And the rave crowd is incredible. You know, like they're so interactive. They're a very interactive crowd. So like, it's not one of those shows where you have a bunch of people, but then they're all just staring at you like, what are you doing? They're partying just like we are.
The Redneck Rave family is the wildest and craziest, but most caring and humble people you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah. So everybody's family.
Everybody's family there, and that's like. There's a lot of people that do other mud bogs and other events, man. But you know what I mean. I think our people, when it comes to camaraderie and shit like that, bro. I think we got that in the sack.
Yeah,
for sure, man. Y'all. So when you dropped Rebels Only One, that first project, what kind of what was the reception like when it dropped? Because y'all are still at this point in 2019. People are starting to kind of y'all's buzz is starting to build.
Yeah. They're going to look at the old music and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Which is always good, especially when you're doing a series like y'all are doing. If you're dropping this third one, the people are gonna want to go back and listen to 1 and 2 first. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because that first one, I think y'all had, was it like 9 songs on there?
Something like that.
8 songs.
8 songs, yeah. Because we Googled it. We were like, technically, 8 songs is an album. Technically.
No, for sure, yeah. Because
we
had to
scrapped
do
a
it.
few. We scrapped some
Yeah,
songs,
there was
too.
a couple we scrapped.
when me and Leroy dropped Bad Habits, we figured because
Shout out to Leroy.
Yeah, shout out Leroy. 7 songs they say is an album now because like
7.
So, yeah.
Anything below that's an EP.
Yeah. So y'all dropped that one, and then 5 or 6 months later is when you dropped the RedneckRave.com, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it went. Rebels Only One went number 2, right?
Yeah, it went number 2.
The
Who
Rebels-
beat
Y'all charted number 2 with the first
Big
one.
On
Sean.
on iTunes.
Big
Yeah.
No, was it Offset or Big Sean?
It was Big Sean the first time.
It was Big Sean. He dropped the same time, and then so we got the number 2. Still very thankful
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
and all that good stuff, man, because that was really cool to do. And I mean, we did A1 since day one with Calhoun, so that put a lot of eyes and
For sure, and he put it on his channel.
And he put it on his channel.
That's
So,
dope.
And he
Shout
got
out to
pissed.
Calhoun, man.
Yeah, for sure. He got pissed. Remember, because in the video, for like what was it, like 2 seconds? If you press play on the video, the first 2 seconds is our cover of our album.
yeah.
Saying to go order, go pre-order the album or go.
We
buy the
slid
album.
that in there last second. He was like, "Man, I gotta wait 5 seconds to see the video, man."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was like,
But he still put it on there. I remember him telling us like we had to hit a certain threshold of views or he was gonna take it off, but it hit it. So
You know
shout
what
out
it
to the
was?
people.
No, I'll tell you why I did that, and that's when I learned exactly like Adam's mentality when we did the A1, and he was like, "Hey, if it don't hit this threshold, I'm gonna have to take it off my channel," because what that did is that made me work extremely hard and make me go into overtime. Remember, we were in everybody's inboxes. We were having everybody share it.
Yeah.
Like when it came to promo, we promoted that bitch for
That
fucking.
footwork, dog. Yep.
You know what I mean? We did it everything. We was in inboxes. We was giving away tons of shit. We were.
That was the first one too.
And it was making us work hard. So it was like I understood then what I have to do if I want to go to the next level and what their work ethic is. Then I'm gonna try to put that to my work ethic. So
Which also incorporates your promoter side.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
the thing too, though. Is like he's always like doing homework and shit.
I study.
Like,
I
enjoy
study
it.
every
That's
person
that
in the
one.
damn game,
I
bro.
enjoy like the creating of music and all the things that music brings, but like I'd be slacking too, like on
Research.
just things I could do to push up my album harder or whatever. So like every time we do an album together, he's always like, "All right, we got to go live tonight,"
Yep.
let's give some merch away and stuff like that, and like so like I've actually learned a lot about that stuff from this dude right here, Mr. Promoter.
Shout out.
Hey, you're a
Party planner.
party planner, yeah.
Just a party planner, man. 100%.
Yeah. So you like, and then back. So you dropped your solo project, the first solo album.
Mm-hmm.
They had the song, the one with Church that did.
Yeah, Rebel Till I Die. Shout out to
Yeah.
Church, man.
Yeah, shout out to
that
Church.
song changed everything. Like as
Yeah.
far as my music career goes. So big shout out to Church, man. That's the
Yeah,
Yeah, and he
fucking
did a couple
the
raves
goat.
too.
Yep, that's the goat.
Like what, 3 or 4 of them, didn't he?
Yeah. Church did Redneck Rave 5, and when he did that, that was right when he was on the cusp of blowing up, man. And it kind of it went with it, and it just really took it to the next level. So he's a Church man's cool, man. We fucks with the.
Definitely.
Church is people. Church are people too, man.
For sure, bro.
I appreciate him giving us that interview back in July last year. That was big.
Yeah, I watched it, man. I watch what you do, man. I'm a
Shout out
fan of
to,
it. I'm a fan, Chad. I'm a fan.
Shout out to Cheatham County too, because
Yeah.
they just hit me up to book me at their fair this year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Look, Murph's doing fucking balloon animals on stage. Shut up.
Sir.
Yeah, man, that was a really dope project too, man. Your solo project, because you had Jelly on there.
Man,
a powerhouse.
that's why it's so hard to drop another album, because
Yeah.
I had every single goat on that damn
Adam was
album.
on Second Amendment.
Yep, Adam's on Second Amendment.
Yep.
Jelly's on it. I had the Moonshine Bandits on it.
Yep.
So what it was it was my goal to have every single person that I booked at a Redneck Rave and have them on my debut album. And that's why I named it RedneckRave.com, which they didn't approve, so we had to spell it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what. Okay.
That's why it's
Yeah.
DOTCOM instead of .com, because they wouldn't let me get that. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll fucking figure out a way to fuck the system a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, Rebel Till I Die. Let's go. And yeah, so I did that. But I mean, if I could turn back, I would probably drop them in singles. And I would have waited to drop certain things at certain times, but I mean, you live and you learn.
You still learn. I mean, that was your first solo project too. So.
Facts, yeah, ever. So I mean, that one charted. I can't remember. I think it was like number 6 or 7 or something like that. So I mean, it was a good one. I think I slacked on my promotion on it, so I have to put it on my shoulders and be like,
Well, he didn't have me to do shit to at that time, so
Yeah.
It was just when we do a project, it's both of us putting effort into it. When you do a project yourself, it's like you're doing all the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think at that time I was going through one of my binges of just drinking every night and partying, and I was
like a Thursday or whatever.
yeah, I was living my life, man. So I was just like, yeah, man, drop the fucking album, man. We're gonna go number 1. I'm like, what, number 6? What the fuck? Could at least win number 3 from down. Jesus.
Hell yeah, dude. So then about a year and a half later, y'all dropped Rebels Only 2.
Which was quite the album because we recorded that album 2 times.
Yeah, we did that album twice. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Colorado and stayed in a studio that had wolves in the basement.
Seriously?
Dead ass serious.
It had fucking wolves in the
Downtown of this little hill, Colorado.
Is this one of your bad luck situations?
Yes, it's kind of like Murph's thing, man.
Was it?
Yeah.
Obviously, you didn't know that was wolves.
Hey man, it builds character.
Nah, it was an adventure, man. It was an experience.
Yeah, we recorded there. We basically just stayed for 7 days. The first night, remember we were locked in. We had to break out of the place and walk in the freezing cold in Colorado snow to McDonald's to get food because we were just locked in there.
We were locked in, man, and it was ice everywhere, so we were trying to climb fences and fucking slipping.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
But then there were wolves in the basement. We got woke up at 3 a.m. to a wolf howl, and I don't know how to describe it, but if you've ever heard one, you know it's not a fucking dog. I thought it was.
What did it sound like?
I thought I can't do that shit. I thought it was in there with us. I started freaking out a little bit because it was so loud, and I was like, man, what if this fucking wolf done got in here with us and about to eat us alive, bro? And I was sitting there going through scenarios. What am I going to do if I see a wolf come up the steps? But, yeah. Recorded an album with Wolves in the Basement. That should have been the name.
NWO.
Wolves in the Basement.
Wolfpack, baby. Wolfpack.
Shout out to Scott Hall.
But, then what happened?
What you gonna do, brother?
Some kind of, I can't remember exactly what happened, but we couldn't get the files or something like that. And we had to re-record it.
Yeah, so we just re-recorded. Yeah. That was a lot. I was like, all right, yeah, we just re-recorded it one time, man. It was like, where were we recorded at?
With Weavis, wasn't it?
Shout out Tyler Weaver. Tyler Weaver, man. He's done a lot of songs.
Yeah, it was with Weaver.
Is it the one I meant?
Yep.
That wasn't that studio.
Yeah, they had another one.
It was a different studio.
Azimuth, I think it was.
Yeah, Azimuth Studio.
Production-wise, on the first 2 Rebels Only, was that pretty much the same? But it was Dub doing any of that at that time?
Dub's. The first one KO mixed. Dub mixed some of it, and then KO went through and
gotcha.
mixed it. More. I don't know. We at the time we just thought 2 engineers working together might make it better.
Yeah.
I don't know, but shout out to Dub though, and
for sure.
The second one Dub did, right?
Are you talking about the beats?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think you're talking about the mix and mastering.
I thought you were talking about the mix and mastering.
No, the beats on it.
Dub mix and mastering the one.
Yeah.
Dub
had some on
Dub had some on all of them.
That's what he was telling me. That I think he did.
Butters just had some.
Butters has had some. Dub
Sticks.
and Cinny Sticks. For the most part, those are the 3 that I think, I feel bad if I'm forgetting something.
Yeah, I feel like there might be one other person, but you know what? Shout out to you.
Shout out to you, bro.
But y'all kept moving with that one. That's when you dropped because on part 2, is that the one with the Big Red Chevy?
Yes.
That was the one that we just watched.
Cheers to America, Big Red Chevy.
Cheers to America, Big Red Chevy, yep.
That was the only 2 we did on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Justin got real anxious and wanted to go ahead and start on 3, and we kind of jumped the gun on that.
We did, because we were going to drop back to back.
It's so funny, but that was the idea of it, but it was so funny because Rebels 2, we just dropped 2 videos, and then we started to make Rebels 3, but then we didn't finish making Rebels 3 for a year and a half.
That's what Doug told me. I was just at his studio the other day, and he was talking about how when he mixed it, a lot of those songs were
they were year and a half old, 2 years old. I mean,
I've heard them so much, I don't even listen to them anymore hardly.
Factual information.
Yeah.
We're on to the next songs now, and then we we got a song called Dale.
Yeah.
And that's 2 years. I'd Be On Go was done for forever.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, we had a feature on that. Who was the feature on that one?
Kasky.
Yeah, we had Kasky on that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was Murph fucks with Kasky.
I like Kasky's music, man.
Yeah. But
he's an artist. He's an artsy type person. He does artwork and fashion, and I don't know. I've followed Kasky for years, but him and Adam had some things. So Justin, was like, I feel like we should take him off because they were going at it at the time.
Yeah, they were going at it.
I killed that song anyway.
Yeah.
As much as I fuck with Kasky, I gotta fuck with Adam more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Adam's
sure.
actually done stuff for me, so it's a whole different thing.
It was one of those political things, man. It was that.
Fucking politics.
I feel like the politics, man.
But I still buy Kasky albums and listen to Kasky riding around. I ain't fucked up with it, but still.
I respect the hustle, man. He sold his albums for $100. I watch it, you know what I mean? But it's the political game.
No, for sure. Well, you gotta. it's something. I mean, Adam's a real one, dude. So he would have. It would have been if the situation was reversed. I'm sure he would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%.
So fast forward from that, around April of last year, you dropped Country Rap Facts.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how that song? What made you think about that? Was it just a lot of just shitty country rap that you was annoyed with?
I was doing a fucking EDM album, bro, in my basement. Yeah, like EDM. Like I'm sending Murph like shit where I'm like trying to sing, like on some fucking.
And I'm like Bubba.
I was just fucking around, man.
Stop.
Hey, some of this shit's hot. I'm gonna drop some of it eventually, but
Some of it, there's one that you should drop, but you should be funny in it. You should not be serious.
all right. But I was doing
Regardless.
I was doing the EDM thing, and then I seen somebody on Facebook, bro. They said something. I can't remember who it was. Could have been Sugar Booty Shane. I'm pretty sure it was Sugar Booty Shane because at this time he always likes to try to play the victim role. But he's always the one that's poking the bear, and then when we fucking bite back, then he tries to be like, oh, they're bullying me. He does that kind of shit, right?
Or he'll be like, poke the bear, and then they bite back, and he'll be like, go get my album.
Yeah, go get my album.
It draws attention, so you use it
But
as a
so
marketing.
that goes, and so then I was like, you know what? We were doing the whole EDM thing, and I was like, bro, I'm about to just fucking diss everybody. Anybody I've ever had a problem with, I'm just gonna fucking go at. But then I'm also gonna like show love to the people that fucking deserve to get their flowers, and I don't feel like no one's like really gave them their flowers and put it on wax, and like been like, hey, this is like Country Rap Facts. These are the country rappers that are doing the shit. I shouted every single one of them out, and all the bullshit that all these.
Called out that too.
Yeah, I called out all the bullshit, you know, from like the Big Smoes and all those guys. Like it was, I've never even met certain people, right? You know what I mean? So you can't really judge somebody off character, and off what people say about them. You got to judge them off their character. So I've never met some of these dudes, but like I when I was saying certain things, it was supposed to be funny. I never even met fucking Luke Bryan, but I was so drunk when I was recording that song, I was supposed to say somebody else's name, and I didn't know what I said until I got it back. So it was like I was just drunk on a rampage going after everybody. So some of the shit, it didn't even make sense, but then it did make sense in the song. So I was like really pumped about it.
Yeah.
But then it was like, so like all the people that were mentioned, there was not one thing that I said about those people that didn't transpire in real life. You know what I mean? Like everything that was said, it's a fact to back it up. And even though it was funny and some bars you can't believe or not, all that shit that I said is 100% like they know. They know what it was. So you know what I mean? But some of it was, some playful banter. You know what I mean? Like, you know, call yourself rappers within fucking rap or do something back. But
Blame it on COVID. That was a great line.
Blame it on COVID, man.
Shout out to COVID.
Yeah, COVID.
Calhoun snapped on there too. Yeah, that was a great song. Then you did the remix to Bravo.
Yes. Did you see we photoshopped Bravo's fucking head on Adam's body on the thing, man? So it was I was like, man, Adam ain't gonna go for this. I called and say, yo, bro, I just photoshopped Bravo's head on your body. That's what we're running with it. You know what I mean? It was like he thought it was fucking hilarious, so we ran with it. I thought Adam was gonna. I always say this when I gave Adam the feature. I was like, yo, hop on this shit, man. I thought he was gonna talk some shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, this is the track for you to like talk some shit, Adam. Like, there, here you go. You know what I mean? Do your thing on it. But I mean, he killed the verse. Like, he completely flipped it into another. You know what I mean? And he just. I think personally, bro, when I get an A-Cal feature, that motherfucker always go hard. I ain't never got a subpar feature from A-Cal, not one time.
Again, salute to him and Tom's for all they're doing. They're killing shit right now, man. So salute to them.
Independence winning.
Yeah, for sure. And then before we get to the Rebels Only 3, you dropped an album called Genre.
First, before that, I dropped Big Murph Only Make Hits.
Okay.
That's where that whole hashtag came from.
Okay.
Speaking of Adam again, he told me that's how I should refer to myself when I meet people.
What?
But like when I introduce myself, it's about how I'm Big Murph Only Make Hits. He said that's how I should introduce myself and be.
That's pretty dope. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't do that. But anyways,
Big Murph Only Makes Hits?
That was an album, Big Murph Only Make Hits, and it was just a whole album of just bangers, like turn up bangers. That was, like I said, man, like this was years ago, so that's back when I would shoot a video and not have a haircut or like. I didn't put no money into marketing on that album. You know, like a lot of people don't even know. I got like 100 songs out.
Yeah, your catalog's crazy. It
it's
reminds
long,
me kind of me, like as far as the amount of songs that you've got, man, and the work you put in. Like so, but I totally understand the marketing side of it too.
Yeah. So that's back before I understood all that, and but then genre dropped, and that was was that last year? I think it was
21.
Yeah, it was last year in March.
That's when Emotional Murph was born.
Yeah, then I started making some other stuff.
Emotional Murph.
Wait till y'all hear what I got in the safe.
It dropped in March of a year ago.
Yeah, it was March. I know it was March. But yeah, and that's just got 7 genres of music on it. It's got country, rock, rap, several styles of rap. It's got a story rap, you know. I got a reggae song on there called Molly.
I think that cover song that you did. What was that cover song?
I showed them that earlier.
Bro, so fire. I didn't know.
Hey, all right, so he sends me that, and I'd never heard that song before. What was the song called?
Someone You Love.
Someone You Love. So I never heard this song before. Murph sends it to me, and I'm like, my exact words were "fuck rap." I was like, bro, this is it. Like, let's go, bro. Like,
you thought it was his song.
yes. So I'm like, bro,
it was my song. So he was like, I'm about to drop a bag behind.
Yeah,
this
I was
one.
like, bro, what do you need right now? We're going to the moon with this one, baby. You're like, let's go. And he was like, it's a cover. I was like, oh my fucking god.
He called me,
man. That was so
instantly.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, you killed that shit. That shit.
I enjoy doing the
fire.
covers. Like I did the Behind Blue Eyes. I did a remix to Old Red. A lot of people like that. That was one Justin didn't like me performing in the early days.
No, it shuts it down.
He hated it. He was like, man, your set's hype. You can't do this country song, you know. But I finally did it. I finally talked him into it. I was like, bro, just let me do the song. He was like, all right. And I did it, man. They loved it. So I always end my set every time with Old Red, pretty much.
It's a good ender.
Yeah, it gets the lighters up. It's a good picture time. It's dope, man. So that's a country song. So yeah, I just do all kinds. I do whatever, man. Pop, country, rock, rap.
That's
but
dope.
Here lately, though, man, I had fun with genre. That was just an experimentation from an artist standpoint.
Yeah.
It really wasn't a marketable album.
And it's a statement maker.
It wasn't
shows
a
you
marketable
can do it.
album.
Yeah.
It was just showing, hey, I'm a musician. You know what I'm saying?
I can do all of it. Yeah.
I'm not just this rapper. But now it's back to hunting heads. I'm just back to rapping now, really.
Yeah, so leading up, before we do Rebels On, last thing I wanted to talk about before we talk about the new project is the song that you did, Breaking Me Down.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Jesse Howard, which is doing really, really well. Like early, it hadn't even been out, but like less than 2 months, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
A couple mil, like, and I really dig that song, bro, because it's a different. People are usually tapping into you musically, and they're like hearing some country crunk type stuff or just some stuff like high energy stuff. But that you was able to showcase like the other side, which was dope. Dude.
Yeah. That's definitely my most favorite song I've done. Like that's the one where it's like, if I want somebody to remember my music, that's the song I want them to play, because everything that was in that song was real. It was everything happened. You know what I mean? And I felt like there was a lot of other people that could feel the message. And at the time, I went and buried one of my childhood best friends.
Yeah.
And, I was like, damn, man.
It's sad.
Yeah, it made me think about a lot of stuff, and it put a lot in perspective. So I was just writing the whole time. I was dealing with that. And the whole time I was writing it, man, I was like, I got to have Jesse on this hook. Yeah. Like, I was writing the song.
Shout out Jesse Howard.
Yeah.
Y'all collaborated previously.
No. Jesse, I'll get to Jesse after.
Okay,
Because Jesse has a whole story that goes with him. But when I was writing the song, that's all I thought was Jesse, because he's got like that soulful voice and he's gonna capture it. So whatever it needs to be something meaningful. And then we shot the video, and man, when I seen the visuals for the first time, and then it was able to tell the story of like all the pain, and you can kind of see it in my eyes, because I was drinking at that time. I was drinking like fucking 3 bottles of Crown a day. Like I was really like on a fucking bender, man. Like I was really going ham, man. Rockstar lifestyle for real. And
you get lost in it, man.
Yeah, man, you get lost in the sauce sometimes, man. But no, and then the reception of it, and now like people saying like, hey, this song is helping them, and they're going through it, and it lifts them up and stuff like that, and reading all those kind of comments compared to this is fire, this is crunk, this is about
it just hits different.
It hits different because they tell their stories in your comment section, and they're like, hey man, this is I went through this and this and this, and I just heard this song randomly, and it really touched me. Or hey, I went to a funeral and they were playing this song and stuff like that's. Yeah. That's deeper than anything that I can.
Making a dope rap song.
Yeah, just making a dope song that you can bop to, rather than something that came from the soul. So big shout out to Jesse Howard for getting on it. Yeah, Jesse Howard's a beast, bro. He deserves everything that he's getting right now.
Yeah.
And he used to be like an opener at the raves, bro. He would be out there.
Really? Okay.
So that's how.
So now he's elevated.
Bro, I
himself
met
as
Jesse. I met Jesse, and he'll tell you this. We got vlog footage of this we were gonna drop, but I'll give you the ChadArmesTV exclusive kind of thing. But no, like he fucking he used to sit there, bro, on a stool with an acoustic guitar at the Redneck Rave, bro. There'd be nobody in front of the stage, and he'd sit there and he'd just play that shit, man. And the people would come. His voice would capture the people, and they would start coming forward. And he opened raves for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And put work in, never complained. He was one of the very few artists that I've dealt with in my entire career being a promoter that never fucking complained, and he always put the work in, bro. So everything that Jesse gets, he deserves, and he deserves to get all the recognition. Him and New Breed, they have a very good thing going on over there.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to New Breed, because New Breed is a mastermind as well.
Yeah.
So much respect to them. That's one of my favorite songs, Welcome to My House. So shout out to those guys, man.
That shit was playing at the Mud Park we was at in Mississippi.
Yep, facts.
I heard it like 15 different times.
That's dope, man. So, to kind of tie everything back in, so the last thing we'll talk about is Rebels Only 3 Country Crunk that y'all are dropping.
March 30th.
March 30th.
Okay.
Yeah.
We pushed it back.
Okay.
We got Lil White on a feature now, so we're going to put that on the album as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. So y'all got 3 singles out already, and they're really starting to gain traction. You got Saddle Up that you released first, correct?
Yes,
In
sir.
October.
Back in October, and which y'all was the birth of the Buck, which
Buck.
is classic.
Buck.
You're welcome.
Dude,
That was we didn't have that at all. And that was Murph literally just went up and did some dance.
I was like, Buck.
Yeah.
He was like, what was that?
I was like, what was that? What the fuck, man? We got fucking Zane.
We
Did you get that?
We did 2 takes. First take, it was just a hair off. Second take, spot on. They were in sync, and we went with that one.
Buck. That shit just happened.
We rode horses for the first times in our life. I'm a country boy. I grew up on a farm, but we never rode
That's
horses.
what everybody don't realize. At least we tried the shit. You know, motherfuckers be talking shit, and they're like, look at them, they don't know how to ride a fucking horse.
Yeah.
Goddamn right I don't know how
First
to
of
ride it.
all-
I'm 6'5", the fuck I gotta do on this horse?
We looked huge on them horses, man.
Yeah, you see how big we looked on them damn, and them were fucking stallions.
Yeah, we needed fucking Clydesdales is what we needed.
Yeah, we needed fucking Anheuser-Busch
Yeah, I
to give us
should've rode
2
a
fucking
ox. I should have
Clydesdales.
rode an ox in that motherfucker or something.
Fuck, man. Everybody, they be hating like
They be
but
hating
we
too.
really do it. But we really at least go out and attack. It ain't like some green screen shit where we're like on a
No,
fucking
for sure,
wooden
man,
pony in the fucking
Sure.
prairie.
I thought y'all were experienced like.
No, you should have seen it in Murph.
Oh, you better stop because it was your horse first and he wouldn't ride it.
I got off this fucking horse. I said, fuck this horse. And then Murph got on that horse. And, bro, we were trying to shoot. And I look back and Murph is in the fucking woods.
He was trying to scrub me off.
Yeah, Murph's getting hit in the face with branches and shit, man. I'm just dying laughing.
He listened for like 15 minutes, and then after that, he wanted to go back in the barn, and he just.
But we tried to ride that motherfucker.
Then they told me afterwards that they had never rode the horse.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, we just got that one like a week ago. We never even rode
See,
it."
they put you on a.
Yeah,
So
I'm
Murph
like,
broke her down. Murph broke her in, boy. Who you
about
fucking got there right
Hell,
now?
I broke a horse. That's what I'm saying, basically. I broke a damn wild stallion on camera.
Damn fucking Tarzan over here, boy. God damn it.
The second ones were they were at a facility, professional shit. What was the name of that place?
Oh my God.
Shout out to them. They actually brought the horses.
They were like,
them.
yeah, that was.
They cleaned the horses, groomed them, had them ready, and these horses were used to like people that don't ride horses, you know.
Right.
So they listened very well.
But we didn't really get a lot of scenes on the horses like we wanted to because it's hard to film because you can't use drones because the drones would spook the horses.
Oh yeah.
So we couldn't get the
yeah,
drone
it
shots.
instantly freaked that horse
It
out.
instantly. Then now we're on. Oh shit! The fucking Zane, put the damn drone down. Put it down.
Yeah, you're on
That
a
experience.
I don't know how heavy they are, but like 2,000 pound beast or whatever it is. It's sketchy when you first get up there the first time when you sit on it.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, this thing's huge. Like it could just
And
kill
it
me.
holds your life.
Yeah, it could just take off and kill me if
Yeah.
I wanted to. So it was cool, but they said that they feel like how you feel.
Yeah.
They sense different than a human senses. So like if you're nervous and you're scared or something, they can sense that and it's gonna make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just over here like, man, we gonna fucking buck or what?
Yeah, that would have been good if we got bucked off one on camera.
Yeah, I couldn't wait to see it happen to you.
Didn't know.
I know, damn it. Damn it.
Y'all dropped that was a dope single. Then you dropped "I Be On Go,"
Yep.
which is I think that's a smash. I think that's that Saddle Up's dope.
Thank you.
Thank
But
you.
I think "I Be On Go" is a smash though.
Yeah.
Like from the video to the hook, to y'all's verse. I think everything about that, it's just a dope ass song, bro. And y'all are cold with the visuals too, man. I really like what y'all put into the videos instead of them. Y'all really do take the time to make that shit original and like y'all work the cameras real well. And y'all do a really good job with the visuals.
Thank you. I shout out Zane's World. Shout out to Breadwin DeVille. Shout out to Ghost.
Yeah.
Shout out to who else we got to shout out? Because they're the ones who made us look like superstars, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, Drake shot some videos.
Shout out to Drake McGuire.
Shout out to Drake.
Cannon. Shout out to Cannon. He did I Do What I Want To.
Yeah, he sure did.
So he did that.
Shout out to Cannon.
Shout out to all those guys, man, because they definitely put Cannon, sorry.
It would be cooler if it was Cannon, because that's a camera.
Cannon, yeah.
Might need to make that name change.
But now I do fucking a thing with some of the videos though is me and old Zane over there. A thing that people don't know is we sit there for 18 hours straight and we go through every fucking minute of footage we got, and Zane takes the time to deal with my extremely difficult ass and fucking sit there and put a lot of work in, really monotonous. So
for as far as the shots that you want.
yeah, like editing,
on the
post.
on the one Zane shoots, yeah.
On the one Zane shoots, like
He shot Breaking Me Down, right?
Yeah, he shot Breaking Me Down. He shot Country Rap Facts. He shot all the footage that's in Rebel Till I Die. He shot, he shot Whiskey Baby. He shot Smells Like Bad News. Like, that's my guy is Zane, man. So, shout out to him.
He shot Saddle Up.
And Saddle Up. Buck.
Hell yeah.
And then this weekend, Mud That.
Yeah, shout out to
Okay, so you dropped the one with FJ.
Yeah, shout out to FJ Outlaw.
Fall in Line, fire ass video.
Thank you.
Songs dope as fuck too. Do y'all plan on releasing like one or two more singles before the album drops on the 30th? Or are you just gonna wait till that?
Mud That.
Yeah, Mud That. So
coming?
we're dropping Mud That the day the Vice documentary drops for the Redneck Rave. So it's gonna
March 13th.
March 13th. Yeah, shout out to Vice, baby. Shout out to
Vice.
Justin. Shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Vice.
Man, big shit, dude.
Yeah, Vice is gonna be lit, bro. I'm super fucking anxious to see that shit.
I never thought I'd be on TV.
Hey, I'm sitting over here, boy. I'll tell you what, man. I hope they got my good side.
Yeah.
What was that like, bro? When Vice did Vice contact you about the rave?
Yeah.
And was that just kind of surreal, or did you like?
I thought it was fake.
Okay, I was gonna say yeah.
I thought it was fake at first, and then once I knew it was kind of real, and I had a conversation with them, and they were, just the lingo they were saying, and the guy that I was talking to, the Justin guy, he was really cool. Like, I don't think he had any bad intentions. Like, from his vibes when I FaceTimed him and shit, and we talked about it, I didn't catch a bad vibe from him. You know what I mean? I don't. Yeah. And then when they came there, I don't want to say they did, but they may have been under the exception, like, hey, this is about to be something crazy and like super insane, off the wall, like it's a fucking wild, wild west out here or something.
Yeah.
But when they got there, they scene was like, hey, it was a fucking family party. Like, does it get wild? Yeah, but it's not like, what everybody else said. So I feel like we were able to show them, hey, this is...
They participated.
Yeah, they participated in everything. They were cool as fuck.
Allegedly, during your interview, she went shot for shot with you, didn't she?
Yeah. So,
allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly, she went shot for shot. So I was just drinking with the interviewer.
And the goldfish races. Didn't one of them participate in that too?
Yeah, but I don't think they ate the goldfish.
No, they didn't.
Because we didn't have goldfish this one. We had a koi fish this time.
Yeah,
we do goldfish racing at a Redneck Rave. So you race fish down a gutter, and the loser has to eat the goldfish.
Oh wow!
I lost.
Yeah, and these weren't goldfish this time. These were damn near fucking koi fish.
I swallowed a small bass. I was hungry though, so it was like midnight. I was like, what else is there to do? Fuck it, man.
Yeah, boys.
There was too many. Basically, the rave,
Hell yeah.
It was a lot of peer pressure for that moment. Because I was like, man, there's too many of my fans staring at me, and they know me.
Don't be a bitch, Murph.
Yeah, it turns up. I'm talking about I turn up, So I'm like, man, I can't be a bitch in front of my fans. So I'm like, fuck that fish,
Fuck that fish. You got a family, man.
Shout out PETA.
Man. Oh, man. Hey, look. Expressions are not views of Just Time, Redneck Rave, or sister affiliated companies.
Man, I appreciate y'all sitting down with us for the interview, man. I think that we got a lot covered, and we'll always catch back up, too. After the album drops, if y'all want to catch back up, and we can...
Yeah, man, I'm not far, so I mean,
for sure,
definitely for sure.
I'm just across the pond.
Yeah, man.
So, y'all definitely go right now to iTunes and Amazon and get Rebels Only 3 Country Crunk, Who the F is Just in Time, Big Murph. because we went number 2 on Rebels Only 1, we went number 2 on Rebels Only 2, and we really want to get that number 1 spot because this is actually the last album. Yeah.
Over. I'm done.
Over. I can't
Done.
wait.
I'm not doing no more music with Murph.
Tired of this meticulous.
Don't ask.
motherfucker.
I'm not going there. It's
Too,
done.
too meticulous for me, man.
God, man. But we do, and then after Rebels Only 3, me and Lil White, we have an album called Just in Time vs. Lil White. So we're be on the radar for that.
For sure.
show.
We got that behind the scenes of that that'll
Yeah,
drop.
he was there. He was. He was.
Yeah.
there.
Oh
First
yeah.
Yeah, since we're talking about that, me and Best Believe got an album dropping too. So shout out to Bez.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Bass,
When I got
bro.
stranded in Florida, I was down there with the Mako guys. You know, shout out to Mako, and I was stranded there. So I was like, you know, Bez, you want to cut an album? We was gonna cut an EP, and we got in there, and he cooks up like me. Like I can cook up fast.
Yeah.
I can write songs really fast. And Bez has that same type of he
That's
can do that
dope,
same
dude.
shit, man. So we ended up knocking out 7 songs. Got to do one more to be officially an album, but we knocked out 7 songs in a matter of like 5 hours in studio sessions.
Holy shit. Dog.
Yeah, crazy.
Damn.
That's dope, dude. Well, hell yeah, man. I'll definitely look out for that. Shout out Best Believe and Mako.
And let me give a shout out to motherfucking Moonshine Bandits.
Hey,
Going on tour with Moonshine Bandits. So
that's major. West Coast.
West
finally.
Coast. Shout out to the Moonshine Bandits, bro. Fucking they're awesome
That's
guys,
good
man.
shit.
Yeah, first like actual tour, so pumped about that. So if you guys like the Moonshine Bandits,
Are you gonna be on the bus?
No,
for
I'm
the
fucking.
tour?
No, I'm riding my damn truck with my little trailer. I'm going around the world trying to sell T-shirt, bro. Let's get it, bro. Let's go. Got to put my work in.
Selling Redneck Rave pens.
I'm
across
selling
America.
Redneck Rave fucking decals. I got, what
Dude,
you need,
dude.
man. You want an autograph poster? I get to you. I swear to God, I'll get you right now, boy. You want a keychain?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got one more shout out, man. Shout out to Catfish Cooley, bro.
Hell yeah. Catfish
That's the
is
homie.
cool.
Me and him actually got a little album coming out too.
Oh, dude, Catfish is hilarious.
He's starting to get into the rap game, the country rap game.
He's not bad.
He's not. He's not. I went down to Texas and kind of showed him some stuff like fundamentals.
He
and
raps
how to
better than a
record.
lot of dudes. that
Exactly.
have been
He
doing
sends me songs.
Catfish Cool beat 95% of the genre already.
Hey, he's already there.
Ain't even, it has dropped the album yet?
He's got a major fan base, super supportive fan base
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So he's a really good dude too, man. Down
That's
to
dope,
earth.
dude. Hell yeah.
So shout out to him, man. I had to say that because I was shouting everybody else out, and I definitely got to shout out Catfish because he's been one since the first day I met him. It's been real. So shout out, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I appreciate it once again, fellas. We're gonna get this taken care of, and then we'll get this podcast started, man.
Podcast,
Appreciate
we
y'all.
Podcast, man.
We get stoned and we talk in Irish accents with it.
Thank y'all so much, man.
Yeah,
Shout out to Chad Arms.
Yeah, appreciate you.